Alright, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Double honor to the apostles of GMS. My name is Amna Allah coming at you another video. In this video I'm gonna be focusing on I'm gonna begin through the spirit on the book of in the book of Acts, chapter 16 verse 14, excuse me. I'm gonna go to other various scriptures. Basically what this topic is gonna be going into is how the demons know us and the demons know who we are. So I'm going to start from the book of Acts, chapter 16, verse 14. It says, Acts 16 and 14. And a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple, of the city of Thyatira, which worshipped the Most High, heard us, whose heart the Lord opened, and she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul. And when she was baptized in her household, she besought us, saying, If ye have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come into my house and abide there. And she constrained us. Verse 16. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. Okay? So you had this woman that was possessed with the spirit of divination. In other words, she consulted with spirits, consulted with the dead. She was basically a witch, and she brought her masters much gain by a soothsaying. Matter of fact, let's go to that word divination.
Strong's G 4436.
Puthon. It says in Greek mythology, the name of the Pythian serpent or dragon that dwelt in the region of Pytho at the foot of Parnassus in Phocis, and was said to have guarded the oracle of Delphi at Delphi and had been slain by Apollo. I went into that in one of my old shows years ago. Through the spirit of Yahweh Shah. It says the spirit of divination. Let's see what else it says here. Doesn't really give you nothing else. So it says she was a supposed diviner. Okay? She consulted with spirits. And look at one more word. Soothsaying.
Strong's G 3132. Mantuamai.
It says Mantumai. Alright? The word that says is Mantumai. Let's go down. See what you can find here. It says Mantumai. It says meaning a prophet. It says meaning a prophet as opposed to raised through inspiration to divine, of the spells, of the pretense of foretelling by soothsaying, to act as a seer, delivering oracle prophecy divine. Once again, she consulted with spirits. Okay? So let's go back. So it says, and it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. So this woman was a soothsayer. She consulted with spirits, and she brought her masters much gain by her divination, brought them much money. And it says she was possessed. Look at the word possessed. Check that word out. Possessed.
Strong's G 2192.
Echo. And it says to have, to hold, holding the hand, in the sense of wearing, to have possession of the mind. Refers to alarm, agitating emotions, to hold right here. To hold fast, keep, to have or comprise or involve, to regard or consider or hold as. Okay? So she was possessed in mind with the spirit of divination. She had a demon on her. Okay, she was possessed in mind. She had a demon on her. Let's go to the verse. Finish that verse off. Read the verse again. And it came to pass, as he went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. And she had this Satan, and I'm walking down the street doing the show. We got all kinds of cars driving by, making all this damn noise. I hope your brothers can hear me. Verse 17. The same followed Paul and us, and cried, saying, These men are the servants of the Most High Power, but show unto us the way of salvation. So this woman that was possessed with demons, she followed Paul and was saying, These are the men. Okay? See if I can find anything up here. I'm gonna go back. It says, the same followed Paul and us and cried, saying, These men are the servants of the Most High Power, but show unto us the way of salvation. So she followed the men of the Lord and said, These are the servants of the Most High that show unto us the way of salvation. So even though this woman had demons on her, even the demons knew who the Apostle Paul was. Even the demons knew who the men of the Lord was. And the demons knew their purpose, which was to what? Show unto the children of Israel the way of salvation. And this did she many days. So many days she followed them and did this. These are the servants of the Most High, was shown to us the way of salvation. She did this for many days. But Paul, being grieved, Paul got annoyed. This woman with demons on her. He knew that she had the demons in her. Even acknowledged that he was a man of the Lord. But he was grieved because the woman was following him around all the time. And this did she many days, but Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the Spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahushua to come out of her. And it came out the same hour. See that? And he rebuked the demon, and the demon came off her. Next scripture. This is Acts 19. And let's see if I can find it. Acts 19 and let's start from verse 11. Acts 19:11. It says, And the Most High wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons. So the handkerchiefs or aprons from the Apostle Paul, and the diseases departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them. So these handkerchiefs or aprons given to people by Paul was actually able to heal people of their diseases through the Spirit of Yahushua, because it said the Most High wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul. So the Most High worked these miracles by the hands of Paul. Paul was the vessel built to the Most High, doing miracles through him. Okay? So it said verse 13, And then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits, the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, We adjure you by Yahushua, whom Paul preaches. So you had these vagabond Jews who were exorcists, claimed to be exorcists. With the word, we know the word vagabond means wandering. With the word vagabond.
Strong's G 4023.
Periejo. And it says to go about, of strollers, of wanderers, of navigators making a circuit. It doesn't really give much, that's all we need anyway. And we got the next word there. It says exorcist. Look at that word.
Strong's G 1845.
Exorcistes. And it says one who extracts an oath of an exorcist, one who employs a formula or conjuration for expelling demons. In other words, they will claim to be able to expel demons. Remember the word ex means like out or like from. So they was claimed to be those who could expel demons from people. Okay? So it says so then certain of the vagabond Jews or wandering Jews, exorcists who claimed that they could expel demons from people, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits in the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, We adjure you by Yahushua, whom Paul preacheth. So people that had evil spirits on them, they called the people over and said, We adjure you by Yahweh Shah, whom Paul preaches. Look at the word Jah.
Strong's G 3726. Harkidzo.
Hakidzo. And it says, make swear by analogy to solemnly enjoin, adjure, charge, to force to take an oath, to administer an oath to adjure, solemnly employ. In other words, we command you to get out of them. Okay? We command you to leave. We command you to get out of these people, demon. That's basically what they was doing. They're basically saying, we adjure you to get out of these people, to hop out of these people. And there were 7 sons, one of Sceva, a Jew, and the chief of the priests which did so. And the evil, so you had this particular one, this particular so-called Jew, or the chief of this particular Jew, that so-called Jew, and the chief priest which did so. Acts 19:15. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahweh Shah know, and Paul know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them. So the man that had demons with him jumped on them guys. Jumped on them and overcame them. In other words, they beat the hell out of them. They beat them down and prevailed against them so that they fled out of that house naked and wounded. Why? Because the spirit of the Lord wasn't with them. See, when the apostle Paul beat that demon of that woman in the book of Acts 16 chapter, the demon came off of her because why? Because Paul was on a certain level in the spirit. He had a certain level of faith. These guys didn't have that faith. They said we had joy by the spirit, by Yahweh Shah, whom Paul preaches. Come here, we command you to leave out of this woman by Yahweh Shah, whom Paul preaches. Because they were in it. Those guys were really in it for the glamour, for the glitz. Those are the guys that because people see that was sowing them on the wayside. Some of those guys that heard the word and then received it. In other words, they quickly received it. Look at the word. Look at to make sure that was received by the wayside. So they heard the word and they quickly received it because why? They was attracted to the glamour and to the glitz of the truth. Yeah, that's the one that I saw seen among stony places. Excuse me, but that was them guys. They didn't have that faith. They was in it for the glamour, for the glitz. Oh, see, look what we could do. We could rebuke demons. But guess what? The Most High showed them different. Because Yahweh Shah was dealing with them. So the demons said what? Yahweh Shah know and Paul I know. So the demons knew Yahweh Shah and the demons knew the apostle Paul. But they said, but who are you? In other words, we don't fear you. The demons knew who they actually were because they're spirits. They're ministers of the Most High, servants of the Most High. So they know who people are. They know who it is the Most High is commanding them to jump on. But when he said, who are ye? I know Yahweh Shah, I know Paul, I know. But who are ye? Basically what they're saying is these are men in the Lord. These are men who have a great spirit is bestowed upon to be able to rebuke demons out of individuals. But who are you? You don't have that spirit bestowed upon you. This is Luke 22. And let me see. Luke 22 and 28. But ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. And I appointed to you a kingdom as my Father hath appointed them to me. This is Yahweh Shah speaking. That you may eat and drink in my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones just in the 12 tribes of Israel. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. So look at the word sift. Okay.
Strong's G 4617.
Siniazo. And it says a sieve, to riddle, sift. To sift, shaking the sieve, figuratively by inward agitation to try one's faith to the verge of overthrow. Because if you have a sieve, right, and you have a particular grain inside that sieve, what you do is you shake the sieve violently. And by shaking the sieve violently, by shaking the sieve hard, fast, continually, what eventually occur is the finer grain that's inside the sieve would go through the holes in the sieve. Whereas the lumpier grain, the part of the grain that's not as fine, would remain. So the desirable part, the desirable grain sifts through, and that's what you use. But the lumpier grain does not sift through, and that's what's not used. An example of that is if you ever watch someone take like a sieve, they'll take like a certain object and they'll put it in a lake, and the lake will come up, and the object will have like small holes in it, and there'll be a bunch of rocks, and they'll continually shake it left and right, and the rocks will fall out. The smaller rocks will fall out, and what remains is what it is that they will use, and what may remain amongst those rocks will be gold. So the undesirable parts fall through the sea, which would be the rocks, and the gold is what remains, which was precious unto them. So when it says Satan has desired to sift you as wheat, what he's saying is by inward agitation, Satan is seeking the what? To agitate you in the spirit. Alright? Satan is seeking to tempt you, to try your faith to the verge of overthrow. Just as you agitate or continually shake a sieve so that the finer grain falls out, Satan is seeking to agitate your spirit, Peter. He's seeking to try your faith to overthrow you. Let me go to the next part. I didn't click on the next part. Okay, it doesn't say much there. It says, to sift you as wheat. Look at that word wheat. See what that says there.
Strong's G 4621. Citus. Thayer's Lexicon. Related entry. Citian.
Grain, especially wheat, corn. Wheat, grain, doesn't say much. So we get the gist of it, right? So Satan has desired to have you in the sift you as wheat. Satan has desired to what? To take Peter out of the truth. Because Simon is talking about Peter. Verse 32, but I prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. So Yahushua, being our mediator, he prayed for Peter, also known as Simon, to his father, to strengthen Peter's faith so that Peter wouldn't be overtaken by the wicked one, Satan. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brother. In other words, when your faith is built up, you didn't strengthen the brother, because why? Peter was the head disciple. Okay? That word converted there. See what that says, converted.
Strong's G 1994.
Epistrafel. It says, revert, literally, figuratively, or morally, come, go again, convert, return, about again. Transitively, to turn to the worship of the true power, to cause to return, to bring back to the love and obedience of the Most High. You get the gist of it. So it says, when you will convert, in other words, when you turn oneself to the Most High, because his faith will be builded. And by his faith being built, he's relying on the Most High to protect him. He's maintaining his faith in the Lord. And when your faith is built up, when you're converted, turn to the Most High in faith, that I pray that the Heavenly Father will give you, that you won't be overthrown, then you go and you strengthen the brother. Okay? So the demons knew Peter. And we already know the demons knew Yahushua. This is Matthew chapter 4 verse 1. Then was Yahushua led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command that these stones be made bread. So Satan took Yahushua up on a high mountain. He says, and when Yahushua was fasting 40 days and 40 nights. Why? Because Yahushua himself even said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So Yahushua fasted 40 days and 40 nights, no eating or no drinking for 40 days and 40 nights straight. He was physically weak. But though his body was physically weak, his spirit was strong. Because when you're fasting, you aren't eating anything, you aren't drinking anything. You're depriving your body from its physical pleasures. You're depriving your body from the physical bread and the physical liquid that it needs to sustain itself. And what you're doing is you're relying on the spirit to keep you going. So his spirit was willing, but his flesh was physically weak. So Satan came at him at his weakest point, said he was hungry. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command that these stones be made bread. Correct, command these stones be made bread. Why? So you could eat. Because he knew Yahushua was hungry. But he answered and said, It is written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So he said, if you don't live by bread alone, even though you got to eat actual food in order for us to live, we don't live by bread alone, but we live by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So it's not just physical food that we live by, but we live by the Spirit as well. So though Yahweh's body was physically weak and he was hungry and needed food to sustain himself, his physical body, because Yahweh came in the flesh. Yahweh was what? He was living by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Father. He was living by the Spirit, not by bread alone. Okay, so he relied on the Spirit of the Heavenly Father to maintain his strength, as opposed to turn stones to bread to have something to eat, to sustain his physical body. He relied on the Spirit of the Most High, the Word of the Most High, to maintain his spiritual strength, as opposed to his physical. You know, that's why he didn't eat bread. So he didn't eat. He didn't allow Satan to overcome him with that temptation. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down. Get down. If it's written, jump off. For it is written, He shall give His angel charge concerning thee. Yeah. So jump off. Jump off this high temple. You know, because it is written. He shall give His angels charge concerning thee. So Satan tried to come at Yahweh with the scriptures, and Satan could do that. You could be thinking one thing, Satan might have you try to think another thing according to the scripture, try to make you think this is right. You know? And their hands, they shall bear thee up. So basically saying, jump off. Jump off this high pinnacle that I set you on. Just jump off. Isn't it written that He gonna give His angels charge concerning thee, that the angels gonna protect you, in the words, and that their hands will bear thee up? Lest at any time that shall dash thy foot against a stone, meaning that you would be injured, that you would injure yourself. Because if you dash your foot against a stone, like you walk and your foot collides with a stone, like a stumbling block. In other words, the angels are going to protect you that you don't be injured. So jump off. The angels will protect you. The angels will grab you up. You know, they'll bear you up. They'll put you in a chariot. They'll save you from death. Yahweh said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain. He took him into a high mountain and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. So first he tried to tempt Yahweh with food. It didn't work. Then he tried to tempt Yahweh by making him try to tempt Yahweh with the scriptures. When I say tempt Yahweh with the scriptures, he basically tried to use the scriptures to get Yahweh to jump off this high temple that he put Yahweh on. So he tried to use the food, tried to use the scriptures, and then he said, okay, I'm going to try this now. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. So then he said, I'm going to show him all of the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, all the kingdoms of the past, present, future, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, thou wilt fall down and worship me. I'll give you all of these things if you fall down and worship me. I'll let you rule over all of this. Then said Yahweh unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. He said, Satan, get away from me, man. Get out of here. It is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. So Yahweh cut Satan with the scriptures. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto them. So then the angels came and Yahweh and ministered unto him, and strengthened him. And it said, what? And the devil leaveth him. Why did Satan leave him? Because Satan tried everything in the book. He actually tried to use the words in the book to get Yahweh to do what he wanted him to do, and it didn't work. And when Yahweh rebuked him, Satan realized that Yahweh was too strong. But Satan already knew that, but that was something that was written to build our faith up. For us to know that Yahweh was tempted just as we are, but Yahweh didn't fall into those temptations. That's what I was written in. Because Satan already knew he couldn't conquer Yahweh. The Most High allowed him to do what it was that we just read in the 4th chapter, to tempt Yahweh. And he allowed it to be written so that we would know that Yahweh went through what we went through, which is being tempted by Satan. I'll give you one more scripture. It's Hebrews 4:15. It says, Hebrews 4:14. Seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, it says, Yahweh the Son of the Most High, let us hold fast our profession. For we have not a high priest which could not be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted as we are, like as we are without sin. And we just gave you an example of that. Of how Yahweh was tempted as we are, but was yet without sin. That over all points. Okay. I'm curious what that means.
Strong's G 3956.
Pas. It says all, any, every, the whole, all, men of means, always, any, daily, ever, every, as many as, thoroughly, whatsoever, whole, whosoever. So it says individually, each, every, any, all, the whole, everyone, all things, everything, collectively, some of all types. So Yahweh Shah went through diverse temptations, some of all types, just as we are. So the kind of temptations you going through, Yahweh Shah went through similar ones. You know? But it said what? For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin. Only difference is that Yahweh Shah had never sinned. And us as men we have sinned. I believe that's in the book of 1 Peter, the second chapter, like 1 Peter 2:21, or 2:22, or 2 Peter 2:21, 2:22. I think it's 1 Peter, where it tells you Yahweh Shah had never sinned. So then I'm going to close. I'm going to say, oh, praise the Yahweh Shah. Double line to Apostle GMS. Other girls learn something. Shalom.